This is Jackie Helvey, and I'm out here at Reckless Love Farm. Is it farm or farms? Farm. And speaking with Mia Lucero, who is an artist, a pretty amazing artist actually. And she's going to tell us a little bit about her art and how she got here. Hey, Mia.
Hey, Jackie.
How you doing?
Good.
Good. It's great to see you. I met you guys at Come Out and Play at Debbie Meyer's sculpture show. And I have to tell you that when I first walked past your work, I really thought it was photographs because it's so, your animal portraits are so detailed, and I had to look again to realize that they're oil paintings, correct?
Right. Yeah.
That's so great. Well, tell us a little bit about your background.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm from upstate New York, and for most of my childhood I actually lived in Fuquay-Varina in Sanford, North Carolina.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh.
A little town called Carbonton. And I was homeschooled as a child. That was before homeschool was cool.
Right.
So, yeah, my parents were actually taken to court over homeschooling their kids. And
Wow.
yeah, and they, a pro bono lawyer stepped up to help them and had been looking for a case like theirs. And so they went to court for 4 years. And yeah, so they actually won and made homeschooling legal for North Carolina, which is super cool.
That is amazing. What year was that?
That was 1980, maybe like 2 to 86, somewhere.
Wow.
in there. Yeah.
Wow.
So when that court case was over, we moved back up to New York and back home for them. And yeah, so the rest of my time growing up was spent in upstate New York. I went to, I continued to be homeschooled and always loved art. My mom was an artist and always encouraged us to do art. So I loved horses, so I always drew horses. And from there I just started drawing other things, and eventually went to a community college for art, Mohawk Valley Community College in Utica. And then Casanova College for my bachelor's degree, and I focused on children's illustration.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, so I illustrated a couple of kids' books after college, but eventually just got more into freelance illustration and just doing art on my own, and eventually more painting. Always, I dabbled in watercolors and acrylics and just really loved oils. So yeah, then I moved out to Kansas City and met my husband DL there, where we got married and had our first daughter Zia. Lived there for about 7 years, then moved to Colorado and lived there for another 7 years. And just kind of started living the homesteading life. We had goats and, chopped wood and survived the winters up there. And I was mostly just doing a little bit of just art for ourselves, really just learning more about oils and dabbling in it, doing paintings, mostly just for family and friends, and then also a lot of crafts, a lot of jewelry, wood carvings, just things I could sell at craft shows and craft fairs, and so that's mainly where my art outlet was.
Mm-hmm.
And then we moved back here in 2017, back to my early romping grounds, and that's when I really started getting into taking commissions and doing oil paintings. Yeah, so that's kind of my beginnings with art.
So you have your work now at the Pittsboro Gallery of Art, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And what kind of stuff do you offer there? I know your oil paintings were what struck me so much.
Yeah.
But you do a lot of other stuff too. You mentioned jewelry and wood carvings and stuff.
Yeah, so I still do jewelry. Those are mainly at craft fairs that I sell those, and on Etsy. My wood carvings are all on Etsy. I really never sell those in person. They're very niche and very specific. So people will normally search for those on Etsy. And so for the gallery, I do have some sculptures there. I do some clay sculptures, and I have oil paintings. And so most of my work is inspired by our farm, by our own sheep and our goats and our animals. So yeah, I have a lot of sheep. I have sheep sculptures. I still love horses, so I do horse sculptures and sheep oil paintings. For a while I was into lions, so I've got quite a few big cats, tigers, lions. Yeah, so just really animals are my main focus. I also do some portraits, and I do commissions of pretty much anything.
Now, how do you find commission work? Just out of curiosity.
Yeah, a lot of it comes through Facebook and just contacts that I've made, where I'll get a client, and then over years they'll contact me for more commissions.
Wow, that's so great.
Yeah, so mostly word of mouth, and Facebook is the main, Instagram.
Satisfied customers.
Yes.
Well, it sounds like you kind of do it all in terms of art, so that's pretty cool.
I get bored very easily.
Now, so if people want to find you, where do they go? You have a website.
Yeah, my website is Mia Lucero Art.
You want to
I'm sorry,
spell that?
MiaLucero.com.
Okay.
Yep, so MiaLucero.com.
Okay.
That's my website.
And you mentioned that you have some like pop-up markets coming up.
Yeah.
You want to talk a little bit about those?
Sure, yeah. So we've got some through November. We've got one tomorrow actually, which is at Marigold Vintage. So that's coming up. Those are on Saturdays. So this one is November 18th, but I'm not sure how many of those will be involved in. I know this Saturday for sure, possibly more.
And that's in Pittsboro,
That's
right?
in Pittsboro, yep. Yep, Marigold Vintage. And then also we've got one at Mosaic in Pittsboro, and that is a pop-up as well. That's December 2nd. And then we've got one at Sand Hills and Carolina Lakes, and that is December 17th. So right now, and then we've also got an opening at the gallery on December 8th from 5 to 8 p.m. And from 6 to 7, they'll be highlighting new artists, which I'm one of the new artists. So we'll be giving talks about our work, and also some of us will be doing demos. So,
Oh, that's great. Are you going to be doing a demo?
I'll definitely be giving a talk. I'm not sure about that.
Well, I have to say that, I've spent the last, I don't know, most of my life looking at art and dealing with artists, and your art is extraordinary. You, like I've told you before, you're going to do great things, and it's really been a pleasure just looking at the stuff that you create. You really have a great talent.
I appreciate that.
Well, I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Thank